Hey everybody, welcome to the Dex, where we cover trivia and strategy for a different Pokemon each week. I'm PokeKellz.
And I'm Gardener Alex, and today, we want to start off with an apology.
Yeah. See, last week we did an episode about Haxorus, which we were really excited about because he's one big bad mamma jamma, but in the process, we forgot about one of my favorite holidays ever.
That's right. While we were busy talking about giraffes killing each other with their huge, long, spotted necks, we totally spaced on the fact that May 3rd is Garden Meditation Day.
Can you believe that? A whole day dedicated to meditating in a garden and we forgot about it. That's like using the wrong form of its on National Punctuation Day. Inconceivable. So, it's time to make this right.
So grab your smartphone, go sit out in nature, and get ready to chill, because today, we're talking all about the garden Pokemon.
It's Florges.
Florges is one of the flagship pure fairy types from Gen 6, and it evolves from Floette and Flabebe, who are just a bunch of cute flower fairies who are also kind of French.
Those flower fairies are a representation of a type of nymph called Nymphussae. Nymphs are Greek mountain spirits who appear as beautiful shape-shifting women who love to dance and sing and flirt and have fun.
But it's really the shape-shifting we need to focus on because nymphs are classified depending on what aspect of nature they imitate. The Nymphussae, which inspire Florges, are flower nymphs who are among the most outgoing and friendly of the nymphs, and you can recognize them by their hyacinth hair.
Hyacinths grow in clusters, which probably explains their friendly vibe, and when you see one with his large stalk and sturdy leaves, it's very clear that Florges' physical design is based on this flower as well.
Okay, but so then I have a question.
Let me guess. Are we gonna talk about AZ's special Floette? Because that is super crazy, right guys? Is that about right?
I don't want to say now.
Oh boy, whatever. Answer, yes, it is crazy, which is why we're gonna include it in part of our upcoming AZ episode and leave the Florges episode for, well, Florges.
Fine.
Which reminds me, you've seen Pokemon who go wear clothes.
Also, go wear clothes?
That's the one. But have you seen Pokemon that have stylists?
Oh, what?
Also, go get a stylist.
A mix of flower and gorgeous, Florges lives up to its name. It comes in 5 stunning colors and rocks that slim feminine figure, and with that hyacinth hair, it cuts a pretty elegant little flower nymph indeed.
The updo Florges sports is reminiscent of a classic hairstyle popular in 18th century France called the pouf. It was originally popularized by the infamous Marie Antoinette and is a perfect fit for Kalos' French fairy tale flavor.
She was known for her outlandish fashion, and this hairstyle was no exception, involving a wire frame, a small pillow, and like 2 dead dogs worth of fake hair. It sounds like the most ridiculous, uncomfortable thing in the world, but honestly, Florges just pulls it off.
These poofs were often decorated with flowers and dangling beads, which made it very popular among the elite and wealthy, like the lords and ladies of castles, which is exactly the type of crowd the Pokedex says Florges is always hanging out with anyway.
In fact, in times long past, governors of castles would ask Florges to create beautiful gardens on the grounds of their estates, which is great for Florges since it pulls energy from plants that are blooming and flowering.
Yeah, and the better the plants do, the better Florges feels, which creates a nice little infinite loop of love, so Florges probably kept spending more and more time with these nobles because it was such a good deal. Everybody wins, and now there are these tight gardens everywhere.
And anyway, over time, Florges kind of just started living that lifestyle and adopting their sense of fashion until suddenly, the poof was in. And hey man, it makes sense. If you're a beautiful flower nymph, you're gonna wanna be as fashionable as possible.
So from us here at the Dex, happy Garden Meditation Day, folks. May your garden be as beautiful and as elegant as Florges' color-drenched hyacinth hair. Also, go get a stylist.
See, it feels good to have a catchphrase that barely kind of makes sense, huh?
I guess. Mostly I just feel like there's just a bunch of people out there watching that are shaking their heads about how good-naturedly weird we are.
You really think so?
Okay, look, like how about we just hop into battle strategy, okay?
Okay, and thank you for accepting us for who we are.
Yeah, what he said. Pokemon!
You'd think that a delicate fancy flower would be pretty frail, but in Florges' case, you'd be dead wrong, son. Pure fairy typing is pretty solid defensively, and a combination of buffs, stats, and access to great recovery moves gives Florges some serious staying power in a support role. Start with a bold one and super train it in HP and defense.
Putting Eevees there pairs well with Florges' natural special bulk, so get ready for it to spend some serious time on the field by giving it Leftovers, Wish, and Protect. Unless someone gets a really lucky hit, Florges ain't going nowhere.
And as your opponent switches guys in and out to figure out how to deal with you, you'll have some free turns, so go with Aromatherapy if your team's afflicted with status effects, or Moonblast if you want to catch your opponent off guard with Florges' often overlooked special attack stat.
And that's that, but of course that's not the only way to train a Florges, so as always, here are a few random thoughts.
Another more aggressive route for this set involves swapping Wish or Protect for Calm Mind. Since you get stronger and can take more damage each turn, it can really put the pressure on your opponent.
Psychic is another great coverage move for Florges. There's not much room in this moveset to sneak it in, but if you find the room, it can be devastating to that poison type your opponent had big plans for.
Because Florges doesn't have a lot of attack options, someone might try to counter your bulk with their own bulk. Use Worry Seed to keep them from resting, which forces them to switch, especially if you've got something like Toxic Spice up, which combos great with Florges.
And finally, if Wish takes too long and you'd rather heal up right now, get rid of Wish and Protect and swap them both out for Synthesis. It's a great way to keep that healing ability on a riskier set which needs more move slots.
And that's it! Florges, the sexy flower fairy who loves having fun and tending rich people's gardens.
If you want to see more videos of Pokemon from Gen 6, click here, or if you want to listen to the most recent episode of the Dex podcast with weekly news and fan mail, click here. I'm PokeKellz.
And I'm Gardener Alex. Tune in next week for another roguelike episode of
The Dex!